Holy shit, you filled up the list fast. I thought you didn't have anything. I think there's a hard limit at one time from one guy of like 20 or 30 songs. No, I actually think it was one of those Mongol chant ones. Like, it was something stupid. It's like, how did you even identify this song? I remember having that thought. How did you identify this as that song? They're not singing.
We return to port with sorrow in our chests. An evil shadow followed us.
Because like I said, it was a weird hit. It wasn't like a major copyright strike. It was like, you're not allowed to show this video because this song is here. And it was like, what the fuck? Well, that's just like, I don't know if that's what it was. I just use that as like my recent memory example of a song that I can't even tell what the hell they're saying. Whatever it was, I just remember it was a foreign song, and the point that was being like copyright tagged, you can't fucking play this video at all because of this thing. My thought was, how can you tell what the hell's even going on? Like, they're not singing. What are you talking about? That's what I remember. It was some fucking foreign, and they weren't singing. Like, it'd be like the equivalent going, ha, 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 ha. Like, there wasn't words or anything. They were making notes. So my first thought for the example right now was Mongolian, since that's what most of that song is. I can't remember which one what it was exactly, but it was stupid. Mostly because I've never been hit like that before, and I think that type of hit is nonsensical. Like I said, I don't give two shits. There's only one shit I give. There's only one shit I give when something demonetized it and said, you can't monetize this because it has this music. And that was by the cat thing. There is a cat music program that you're supposed to be able to use, and I fucking got it, and I paid them for the premium or whatever to use their shit. And I used their music, and then I got copyright hit on YouTube by them for using their copyright-free music that they supplied me. That is the only like demonetization that genuinely pissed me off, was when I paid someone for the pleasure of using their copyright-free music and they copyright hit me for it. Fucking stupid. Like the pictures I use, the thumbnails I use, I get those from the picture people, the royalty-free picture people whose name I can't remember right now. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. The royalty-free picture people. I'm not crazy. Who are the royalty-free picture people? I want to say it starts with an S. Shutterstock. That's where I get my thumbnails from. I don't then immediately get counter hit by Shutterstock. Two Cats, you missed it. We did the 2-hour rant today for Alphano. We already had it, yeah. And then we ended up on hentai. Because that rant went places. That rant went places and you missed it. Welcome to the stream, Two Cats. We went from Alphano to countering with, like, literally just discussed his story that we did yesterday. Went from Alphano to his sister, then discussed how she's 16 because someone asked if she was cute, which the thing was, well, she's underage, so I'm not going to answer, but pointed out that if they were Japanese, they could answer because in Japan, the age of consent is only 13, and went from that to where MMOs over-sexualize females, especially smaller races, where I pointed out that Lalafels aren't over-sexualized in Final Fantasy XIV, though catfolk are. And some of them look rather youngish, but Lalafels aren't. And then we laughed about Lalafels, and that somehow led to anime and hentai. Okay, we need to be friends on here. What do you mean friends on here? You're followed. Shouldn't it tell you when I'm on? I don't think I understand what you're saying. On Twitch. Over the Ellen and Tara. Well, yeah. I'm still confused. It should have told you I was on. You're followed to me as far as I'm aware. Make sure to hit that notification bell. Wait, is there one on Twitch? Does that work? I know YouTube has a notification bell, which I kind of really don't even like. I never hit that. I never hit that bell. And I never ask people to hit the bell. I say thumbs up and subscribe, but I never tell people about the bell. Apparently people care about the bell, because if the bell makes your browser give you an immediate notification that I've done a video. And because of the weird ass way YouTube metrics work, the quicker you get numbers, the more likely YouTube is to show your video to people. But I really don't care. Like, if people are sub to me, then they're sub to me. They'll get to that video eventually. That's all that bell does. That is literally all that bell does. But like, medium to high people really fucking get an aneurysm over that bell, because that bell could be the difference between them hitting 200 viewers in an hour, or I'm using a really low number on purpose, or 200 viewers in like 5 minutes. And the faster you hit the numbers, the more likely YouTube is to show you. But I'm starting out on YouTube. I don't have much competition to worry about, so I'm not trying to outdo anybody. I don't need people to hit the fucking bell and get notified every time I wipe my ass. Be like, oh my God, you need to go watch RNG Strategist. He's using two-ply ass wipes. Watch him now. Like, no, I don't fucking watch it whenever the hell you want to watch it. Well, then you can get ding-donged. I hope you're happy for getting ding-donged. Punch that bell like it's Alphino's face. Oh yeah, and then we ended up with explosions. We were talking about anime. At the end of today's stream, normally I end at 12, but we are coming up on a new season, so I'll probably start closing procedures at 11:30, so about an hour and a half from now. In which case, after that, I'm going to end the stream by bringing up the list of anime coming out next season, where I will read the description to you guys, purposely oversimplifying parts of it, like where I don't read their words because no one can keep track of whose name's who whenever you read anime descriptions. And we will make fun of the new season of animes and determine what we may all like to watch. That'll be the end of today's stream. He double folded the two-ply. Watch now. Watch now. Oh no, he's getting robotic help.
Please don't use me anymore. I'm a turret. I shoot people. I'm not a wiping robot. I'm different.
It does, but not always able to look at the screen and know when you're streaming. Punch that bell. The Ellen or kids, there's somebody tickle my bell. Hi, people. Coca-Cola, you're joking about tickle my bell, but two of the people from Final Fantasy, they were just called the red and blue jonglers instead of juggler, because they're clowns, and I'm assuming jongler is a real word, but it just sounds real creepy when two maybe female people are presented to you and it goes, hi.
Hi, I'm the blue jongler, and this is my sister, the red jongler. We're here to jongle you all night.
Like, no, it just sounds creepy. It just sounds really creepy. That's what I'm saying. Everyone make, like, the NPCs make fun of him. But for some reason, at the end of the day, everyone listens to him. They let him continue to exist. But I do love how even Alice is like, you're fucking stupid. Like, there's kind of a... I'm not going to go into it because I don't want to spoil it, because we do have viewers who haven't gone through the story. But there is part of the story where it's almost like a diary situation from Grandpa, where even Grandpa half makes fun of Alpha now. Grandpa just kind of addresses it, though, like, you two are very different, and I want you to work together. You need to work together. Alice say, help your brother. It's like... Even Grandpa admits this guy's a fuck up. It is a 9-minute song. Hold on. How are these restrictions work again? I always forget how these restrictions work. Settings. Main settings. 30 songs. 9 minutes at a time. No, 20 songs. No, 30 songs total. 20 songs by one person can be in the queue. A free song is 9 minutes. If it's a paid song, whatever the fuck the minimum is on this program, it can be 13 minutes. Other than that, I don't understand the system. A subscriber. Oh, that's if I do a loyalty system. Sure, I could make that cost points, but then I really kind of like it when people put music in. I want to charge people to put in music to help me. That makes no sense. 30 seconds too long is 30 seconds too strong. I take that back. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But no, fucking, he is fucking stupid. So, for the people who are coming in late in the stream and or haven't seen this base at all, what we're doing, we are doing the Triforce. I know I'm zoomed in a lot. That's so everyone can actually see what I'm doing. A lot of videos you see, people are so zoomed out you can never really tell what they're doing, but they know what they're doing. That's why I'm zoomed in. But we are doing the Triforce. We have done an equilateral triangle, and we have done 3 equilateral triangles within the greater equilateral triangle to actually generate a proper Triforce looking symbol. The inverted triangle will be channeled down, but I have an aquifer right now. But instead of wasting my time and getting a headache over going through the aquifer, I'm setting up all the base area. The bedrooms, the tavern, the temple, the inn. So the top triangle was done. Wrong mouse. The top triangle was done up as the bedrooms and a general storage area right now, just because I had so many freaking things. The lower right one is getting converted over, so I can use it for those 3 rooms I mentioned, and then down below, I'll do something down there. It'll probably be like a storage room to put a lot of the shit in, depending on what needs to be there, like the food and crap. But this is where we're going to be having the tavern, and probably end up storing the food over here in the lower right triangle. He's getting up vertical instead of down. Hurry of Dundee. Yeah, I'm basically having to go up vertical. So part of the design later on is, while this is a triangle this way, I know you can't see it, just follow me here. While this is a triangle horizontally, I will be making it go up vertically as well for a triangular prism. And then we'll be taking the points of those triangles and using them as the edges of a 4th triangle. That way it looks from the side like a Triforce as well. And I will do that so that, because there's a utility called Armok Vision. Where are you? There is a utility called Armok Vision that will render the game in 3 dimensions, so you can actually see kind of what it is. Actually, I haven't done Armok Vision in a while. I haven't done Armok Vision since I moved over to OBS and I lost my Armok Vision plugin. Maybe at the end of today's stream, we will end it by loading it up in Armok Vision and doing a tour of the base, because I haven't done one of those in months. When I switched over to OBS from Streamlabs OBS, we lost all my settings, and I couldn't reset it up correctly the way I used to have my stream setups. I used to have a 3D visualizer and a keyboard down below, but the game was kind of small. The game was kind of losing space because of that, so I didn't bother to put that back in. But I also didn't do my really old thing of doing the tour at the end, so maybe we should do that. A 3D Triforce, that's trippy. Have we all died yet today? No, I don't think so. I don't think you've died, Eldritch. Also, welcome to the stream. We have lost a couple of named dwarves. Actually, yeah, no, Eldritch, you're dead. You're fucking dead. Sucks to be you. Welcome to the stream. You're dead. You're in the grave. Ta-da! Ah, you know what killed you. You're dead. Suck it. I always die. Dwarf number 9 for Eldritch. Your God, in whoots we trust, for the glory of Dundee. Oh, fuck. I was in the wrong part of the song entirely. I'm gonna pretend I said that then. must trust to set us free. You are a hauler, but you might have other skills that will help us. Dundee, win this epic battle, we must trust to set us free. In Hoots we trust. All right. I've got you in as a hauler. I didn't really see any important secondary skills, so you may just end up getting killed by a vampire. Now let's get another unfortunate kill. Be right back in your water. My own bad luck killed me, probably. We still have the vampire after I accidentally let him out. He's still running around killing people. Death Knights of Krail. This we hail. I gotta do the video for this one. I love the goofy video on this one. Please be in the middle. Hold on. I'm gonna try to get the... Oh, this was Hoots. Wait, what? The playlist was fucking fucky for a bit. Oh, this isn't even the one that with the music video. Okay, never mind then. Screw it. I thought it was the one with the music video. They actually animate him going ha 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 later on in the song. It's funny as hell. All right, so we've now made this triangle. We've made this not count as underground anymore, which is very important. That's why we have grass and not underground herbs anymore. Like you can see where we were underground the most, we have mushrooms, and where we revealed it, we started growing grass instead. So luckily this is getting cleared, because now this is all above ground. Master's will. Future. Oh, shit. That stupid line. I love this line. Go in the distant future. Long ago in the distant future. But now in the ancient times. Long ago in the distant future, they were a force for good. But now in the ancient times. Long ago in the distant future. Reality. All eternity. All right, now here's the problem. How big were these triangles to begin with? I've genuinely kind of half forgotten. Now, this was 2, 1, 2. So this was a 2, and then 1. So that was the top of the triangle. Which means 46. All right, halfway point would be 32, but it's really not because we're gonna have what, like a line in the middle or something. So if it's 32, but we're treating it as 45, so 44, so 22, and then 23 is the middle we're going for the actual line. So right here by this bush is the midline, if I'm doing this right. Step of evil affected his brain. So now that would make this triangle have the double loop on the end, like we always expect. And it needs to be right below a 1. Generally, it needs to be right below a 1. I don't think I'll be able to pull it off this time. So that one was, what, 23? Treating that as the line. Well, actually, no. This is where it is. This is where the wall is. That's the actual hallway in the middle. So this is the wall. We fill this in, I guess, mostly just because it looks like that's what we did before. And then above that, no, that's the wall. It touches a 2. So the wall would need to be there to make sense. Well, that's not necessarily bad. But hold on. Lord Zagglethrax. Battle. So that's the 2, that's the 1. From there, it would only be 21 in height. Assuming I had the wall right there. So if I treat that as 21, and this is where the wall is, means the tip
would be, that was 20. Tip would be here, I think. 21. So that is saying that this tip would be there as the one above a 2. No, it's supposed to be a 2 here. So these triangles aren't going to match. So I'm doing this wrong. That needs to be down. This needs to be up. Oh, here's a thought. It's all about ratios. I'm doing the fucking math like a dum-dum. How large was the big triangle? So I've already done this math before. How large is the big triangle? 113. How large did the second triangle end up being? I fucking forget. Hold on. So this was a 2. 2. Then it was down 1, 2, over 1, down 1, and then this is a 2. So from here is where it was. So 113 was the full size, but the little size was only 55. So it was 110 with 3 in the middle. So 55 to 113 is what ratio? It's a ratio of 48.67%. All right. Now, how big is this one? Oop, wrong key. Math to the rescue. Oh, we already said it's 55. Duh. So what is that to the times 55? Should be 26.76 squares, 27 to be safe. So the idea is this one would be on square 27. And channel there. And then from here over was 55. And then 27 on this was there. And we have the one in the middle. So if I'm following my math correctly, welcome to my Dwarf Fortress stream, everybody, where I do math. All right. So if we duplicate what we're seeing on the outside, this is 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1. So that is those lower triangles. Now, if it's 2, 2, and 1, that means a triangle should be 23 tall. I didn't want to channel all the way down through that. Should be 23 tall from a 1. 1, 2. So that's not going to really work. This one was 2, 1, 2, 2. We said 23? That would be here for a wall? If I did this, so this is the problem. So I was mostly right earlier. I think I'm slightly closer this time. The way it works on all the bases is that the line is touching the thing below the 1, which means really the line should be there to make them look the same. But if I remember correctly, our triangles don't quite match each other, do they? No, that does. No, that's not a 1. That touches not by a 1. So no, the top triangle is always fucking off the 2. Now this leaves me with a gap here of only 1. And if this is the tip, then that would be the gap. That would be the wall. Yeah, that works. That's how that works. Okay. That's how we're doing this. If I channel that, is that an aquifer? No, I can channel that. I'm going to channel that and then build a wall over it. Those are 3 rooms, and we'll just have to have a hallway kind of go through that top one. Mathematician. Everything is math. It was designed by a mathematician. Mathematics. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, that's 4. Minus 1, that's 3. Quick maths. Quick maths. Now the real question is, where the hell's my miners? Harvesting plants? Who told you to harvest plants? That's not your job. River key. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. Well, I think what you have got there is 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6 to the power of 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. So what, 12? 6 to the power of 12? Of course, I'm going off programming. I think plus plus is to the power of, correct? Or multiplied by. No, yeah, it's not to the power of. It's multiplied by, isn't it? Is that another way to say multiplied? Am I crazy? Am I crazy? What the fuck am I talking about? Plus plus in programming. Oh no, that's just like do it by itself. That literally just means add 1. It's a incrementer to itself. Yeah, it means add 1. Thank you, Idle Pipes. So it's 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1. Context error because you just say 2 after it. Plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus blue. No, you died earlier. You are so dead. You are so dead, boy. Let me tell you. I need to look up something because you guys have reminded me. What date is today? It is the 28th. I'm really hoping I got, what is that? I think, what do I need? A B minus or a B plus in English? The English class, I had a weird English class this last semester. The grades should be in for it though. And what it is in order to go to the higher management grades, you need to get a B plus or a B minus, I forget what it was, in the English class. But the teacher set up in such a way as that's kind of what you're going to be getting. And I got a B. So did I need a B plus or a B minus? That's very important to know. Oh, God damn it. What was my GPA for that? Will this tell me what my GPA was for the semester? Because admittedly, I did slightly bad at managerial accounting. I don't even know how. It says I got a C, but that's bullshit. I don't even know how to argue that. We never got our grades back. 3.073? Okay, sweet. I don't know how the fuck that works. Oh no, that's cumulative. I got a 3. That's fantastic. Hold on, child, dwarven child. I'm now on Tinder hooks. What the fuck did I need in English to qualify for the rest of my classes? I'm sorry. I'm going to fucking drive off the railroad real quick. What are my classes? What were the prerequisites? This is very important to know. That changes my entire schedule. Let's click supply chain management, see if it lists my prerequisites. Nope, that doesn't tell me a damn thing. All right, not that one. 2020 spring, come on. Give me the class and tell me what the fucking prerequisites are. That just says has to have completed MSIS 301. That doesn't help me. Come on. One of these classes listed the prerequisite that I needed. Prerequisite grade of B minus or better. I get to do college. I get to continue my education in college. Super happy fun time. That fucking 1 grade in managerial accounting is going to eat at me, though. How the balls? I didn't have anything below a B. I didn't have anything below a B in her class. How the hell is that a C? How do I argue that? I don't even know how to argue that point. That doesn't make any sense. I could have literally not turned up for the final, I think, and gotten a better grade by my math. What the fuck is her math based on? Whatever. I really don't care. I got through the class. That sounds like a lot of fucking effort to... Who fucking cares?
lost in a different reality. But I got a straight A in the Excel class. The one that I'm not looking at chat right now. I'm tabbed into a different program. But the class that destroyed my brain this semester, the one that did Excel and literally took every ounce of analytical thought I had and slowly molded me into a pointless mush, I got a straight A in. You can't get an A+, so that kind of blows. Fucking, I did better than I needed to in the English class. The programming class wasn't a core class, so that one was just pass-fail, so I passed. I don't know how much I passed by, but I passed. And then somehow managerial accounting is a C, which is utter bullshit. Literally everyone in that class was dumb. There's no fucking... I have no clue. That reminds me, you need to go look at my grades. I passed everything except math, but I already know that because I withdrew that one. Does your teacher not like you? Well, that's what I'm kind of wondering. Maybe? One of the babies got drained. So, I didn't attend all of her classes, to be fair. I did not attend all of her classes. But she didn't have anything in the syllabus that said, like it said the attendance was like 5% of your grade, which is not enough to bring you down to a C. She said that, but not that like you'd lose a letter grade. But I'm starting to wonder if I would lose if I lost a letter grade for not attending all of her classes. Some of the teachers do that. That's got to be it. That's got to be it. It wasn't in the fucking syllabus, but that's got to be it. Some teachers at the school will be like, if you miss more than 3 absences or whatever from this class, I'll drop your letter grade by a whole letter. That's got to be what happened, because everything I did were B's. Like the lowest things I got were B's. Like I said, that's a lot of effort for something that I feel like is probably written somewhere in fine print. So I really am not going to argue that one. I really don't care as long as I'm done with that semester. But yeah, no, the English one, my English teacher did that. It was BC 290, so it was business English. You had to get a B- or higher. And that was a prerequisite for like 3/4 of the remaining classes I have to do. And 2 of my classes this semester coming up listed as a prerequisite. I was allowed to sign up for the classes because I was taking the class. Like it was you can take this because you can sign up for it. But if you end up not getting a good grade, we're going to withdraw your application from this class. So I got a B. That's good. Like I said, that teacher was strict. Nothing bad. I'm not saying she was like a bad teacher. I have bad teachers and I complain about my bad teachers. Let's be clear about this. I'm not saying she's a bad teacher. She was very knowledgeable in her field, but she was not forgiving about it. Like I will forgive people the first couple of times, if that makes sense. But if you consistently make a mistake, that's when I lose my patience. She was a business person who's an English teacher, if that makes sense. So she laid out the contract of what you needed to do to get what grade on her work. And if you did something wrong, she marked it wrong. Like that's literally what it came down to. So if you used a comma when a semicolon would have been appropriate, that's a point off. That's like a full point off of that paper's grade for one issue. Now, you couldn't... Now, here's the thing. She tried to make it... I didn't point it out to people because they were all freaked out and I didn't want to steal her thunder. She tried to make it sound like it was like you had to fucking lose your mind over her class to be good at it. Like, she kind of made it sound like you needed to really, really, really struggle. But the setup that she did meant that there was actually always a safety net below you the entire time, which I thought was funny. And again, that's what I'm saying. She was strict, but she wasn't mean. So she would do everything I just said. You know, if you make one mistake, that is a point off. Like, every time you make that mistake, that is another point off. You know, that type of shit. But if you looked at her grading rubric, everything had a scale. So if you made a clerical error, you got a point off. Let's say clerical errors were worth 1 point each. You got a point off. However, you could only get off, say, 10 points due to clerical errors. So if you did really bad on clerical errors, you could only lose as much as 10 points. If you added up all of her limitations to her errors together, you could not get below the bare minimum grade required to have a B- on the paper. So basically, as long as you turned in the report everything was always going to be at least a B minus. But you're not going to have many people that aren't going to be like a B minus, if that makes sense. You get what I'm saying? Like she forces everyone to a B minus, but you get the B minus. Second prerequisite for but there were some others. Like I had a presentation, so there were other things where you could get higher than a B minus. So that's probably why I ended up with a B. But all the papers, I got a B minus on. But the second prerequisite to the class was you had to take the final. The final was like a crazy special paper test, like on English, like what you did to get into the class. You had to do a vocational English. You had to do like some weird, they had a term for it, like some English placement paper test. And the final was basically taking that test again. In order to qualify to get into this class, as opposed to the earlier class, you had to get like a B, you had to get a, basically, I think like a right below a B minus. You had to get like a C to get into the class. If you got below a C, you went into like the class that trained you for this class. You had to take that test again, and that test individually, you also needed to do a B minus on. So if you somehow got a straight A for the entire class, but then got a C on that test, you still do not qualify to get into the rest of the thing. Like it lowered your grade. So I did good. I got a B. That means I don't know what the hell I did on the final, but it wasn't below a B minus because it didn't basically drop me to an F. I was so glad my business English wasn't based on class time. It was all work related, so I blew through the 6-month course in a month. Shaded me because I dumped work on her. My class was kind of like that, though. She said, like, people were allowed to, like, get excuses or whatever. Like I said, there was what was announced, and there's kind of the way she did it. There's a slight difference. But it was set up in such a way as everything that you were doing was based upon her instructions. Like, she wasn't, like, you had a book to go off of, but she wasn't reading from a book, if that makes sense. Like I said, she knew what she was talking about. She was knowledgeable in her field. So if you didn't attend the classes, she couldn't help you understand, like, what the book isn't telling you, if that makes sense. So you had to attend all of her classes. Now, I need to remove 2. Because I need to create a doorway somewhere, and I don't understand where to do that. Oh, I could create the doorways down here. I could nip the tip on the triangles and have a doorway here. For right now, I'm just going to leave one out there so I can see these triangles get filled in. Wait, no, shit. I'm doing it wrong. I got channeled down first where I want to put the walls. Yeah. Battles every day. Hammer. Since 1992. God, I love this music. It's so fucking goofy. Hammer. All right, we'll channel those down, and then we'll put walls there. Because that part of the wall is set in stone. We know what we're doing with that part of the wall. Or do we? What I could do is if I take that wall away and leave that blank, this could just be a door up top. I could just nip the tips on the things and use that as the entrance. That's what I'm going to do. That is set in stone. So that can get channeled, that can get channeled, that can get channeled, that can get channeled. There's no reason to make them walk all the way down. You know what I'm saying? Just to go up. DN. It is slightly goofy that I already did that, but oh well. And I think I put that there when that also wasn't necessary for what I'm now doing. So we'll remove those 2. They are not necessary. Goblin Smasher. Laser powered. Got an A for my Dwarf Fortunes. Oh, nice. Congratulations. I had a philosophy professor like that. He was my favorite. He made me into a better person. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like she was harsh, but like a lot of people say that and they mean that as like a complaint, and I am not complaining about the professor. The programming teacher, though. I've gone on rants about him. I don't understand how he's a programming teacher. I don't understand. That man hated computers with a passion. He said some of the weirdest batshit crazy crap. You know, I think I mentioned this before, but I brought it up. I actually brought that up to the advisors. Like when you're signing up for classes, you have to like talk to an advisor first to make sure you're not completely misunderstanding something. And I pointed that out to her. I was like, why is this guy like teaching this? And they pointed out to me, the College of Management pointed out to me that I'd kind of signed up for the wrong class. Like the school just presents you, hey, here are programming classes. But apparently some of them have a special note. You have to look in the notes section, and the notes will say administrated by the College of Management. Those are the College of Management classes that aren't bonkers. And then you have like the College of Math administrated programming classes, and those are like the bonkers teachers. That's what it was explained to me. It was like, oh yeah, if you want to avoid teachers, programming teachers like that, you have to look for the ones that are administrated by the College of Management, because they're teaching programming for you to get a job done. They're not teaching you programming for like a theory, which then comes with the idea of teaching you that programming is bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a tool. They teach it like it's a tool, not like they're trying to imbue their philosophy on you, which I thought was funny. Now, what was your Dwarf Fortress presentation? I think I remember this kind of. Weren't you? You mentioned this before. Or am I thinking of something else? I swear. Somebody mentioned they were going to do Dwarf Fortress for a homework or something. I think it was for a presentation. I do not have the good memory. That blue bar scared me. It's been a while since that blue bar piqued my eyeballs' interest. From the king for the reach. Story. We must fight for the hammer and the glory. Hammer in the sky. Bone Man's been found dead. Where are these people? Why are everyone dying? Like they're not even being drained of blood. They're just being found dead. Away. Wasn't on adventure mode. It was something. Sadly, I couldn't get one of my talking points. I really wanted to show off how the personalities work in the game, and that's what it was. I got 5 people to volunteer to see the names of 5 dwarves. Near the end, I asked them if they wanted to take a look at who the dwarves were and explain how their personality traits affected their dwarves. The Gothrax invade her ancient land. So it was a site class final. I did over the personality system. That's what it was. I knew it was something. I knew it existed. 50% of the time, I remember none of it. Why is there? I guess they're dying of old age or something, because now fucking guinea pigs are just being found dead. Oh no, poor Snuffles. In the reach, fight for the ancient story. You must fight for the hammer and the glory. I went in deep. Don't say it like that. I hear FBI knocking my door already.
I went in deep. Oh, so deep.
So is that why we haven't seen any streams or YouTubes? Yeah, like literally it's been school. So here's the thing. Like as much as I love to commit myself to streaming and YouTube and everything, I get paid to go to school. Like I am not accruing student debt. My school gets paid, and I literally get paid to go to school because I was in the military. However, if I don't pass a class or I withdraw from a class, the government will pay that and then immediately turn around and demand that money from me, like in one lump sum. So school comes first, or else I will get hit with a couple $1,000 bill surprise at the end of the semester. If I need to take time to do anything for school, I have to take time to do anything for school. I'm not about to take a couple $1,000 bill out of nowhere. It's not happening. Abridged big 5-dimensional circumflex, same. Yeah, that's why. And especially when it was like the thing that reduced me actually streaming a bit, or in some of the YouTube videos, was the programming class. Well, I say program, it was the Excel class. It was the using mathematical equations to make predictions and how to like do things in programming. It was MSIS, so it was like using information systems and a managerial, I forget the last S. But the problem is staring at all the little squares, because it wasn't just give me the answer. It was, I need you to put the answer on this grid.
right? You have to say the question. You have to show all your math. All the math has to be shown, and the math has to be explained. You have to show the math, explain why you're doing the math. So you can't just have the answers. Every cell has to have something, and then you have to spin cells describing it, and it has to be presentable. And literally, about over half of the time was me doing art. Like I was putting cells in places together so that they thematically made sense. If that made sense, like I would do cell A, cell B to add together for cell C. And just doing such, like if I just putting in numbers, I could have been done with it. But doing such minutia of resizing the squares and lining things up and making this look neat and that, like basically I had to design like business form looking things. Like something you could print out and show to you like the upper management and just be like, see, if you follow along, you can see the business is doing real well today. And that just drained me, so I couldn't do like doing research or tracking down the programming for, say, a Thea 2 video was out. Like, even if I had time, even some days when I had time, I literally just mentally did not have the fortitude to stare at another box, if that makes sense. That basically kind of does. Though, admittedly, like, I'm not looking behind the scenes, but, like, some of them, I was so blasted, I knew for a fact that I wasn't going to, be making strategic choices, you know what I'm saying? There's no way I would have been able to pull off the triangle. Like, some of those days, if I was trying to calculate what I was doing to do the triangles, I literally would have come up with gibberish. Like, the math would have made no sense. My brain was completely fried trying to do some of that shit. And like I said, it wasn't like I could put that off and, you know, I'm going to stream instead. Because if I, admittedly, I probably could have afforded to maybe take an A- or something. But if I had done that, like I said, I run the risk of getting penalized, and I'm not gonna get penalized. This one can be channeled, right? Yeah, we've done this before. We've gone over this. Because what it is the way it works with the post 9/11 GI Bill, right? They pay the public school all the money, all the bills, whatever the school charges they pay, no questions asked. And then they give me a stipend to live on. If a class is withdrawn from or failed, i.e. they paid me money for it, and then I didn't get credit for the class afterwards, the money that they had to pay the school, I have to pay back. Because then they recalculate it. So if I was going to school full time, even if I was actually going to school full time, but let's say the amount of credits I passed is lower, they recalculate your percentage as if you were not going to school full time. If you didn't pass the class, you clearly weren't doing the class the whole time. So they recalculate the amount of time that you were going to class based upon the amount that you passed, like the amount you actually completed. Then if that ratio is too low because they pay you more all the way up to you being a full-time student. If I'm a half-time student, they pay me half. So when they recalculate it, that difference, like off of 100% to a 75% student, you have to pay that 25% money that they were giving you to live, 25% of your monthly income. But they add up all the semester's months together and the thing they pay the school, and they give you a bill saying pay this. So, school has to go first. Oh, God.
Testing. There we go. We elves are partial, in particular, to the trees and the forest surrounding your lands. Although we are loath to spare a single branch to your senseless slaughter, we're willing to ask that you cap your tree fells at 100 until we next meet. I will try to return next year as I am able.
Go fuck yourself. I'm going to be using wood for a bit, so no.
Although we do not always see eye to eye. Eye to eye. Get it? Because you're tiny. I bid you farewell. May you someday embrace nature as you embrace the rocks and mud you wallow in, you filthy pig.
I don't like elves.
303 to be shot down and passed around. How was your computer science exam? What computer science exam? Who did a computer science exam? Oh, the programming class. Yeah, I passed. Like I said, that class wasn't like a GPA class. That class was just pass-fail. So I passed. I have credit. I completed it. It does not count either for or against my GPA. Like I said, it wasn't part of my degree. It was like a side thing that I was using to fill like a certain amount of prerequisites for some side thing. It's weird. There's like your core degree, your core concentration, or sorry, your core degree, bachelor's, whatever your core major, your core concentration, your general education, and then things you need to take. But of the not really things you need to take some of them, like, well, 2 of them need to be social studies, and you need to have at least 3 be a non-major declared mathematical, like they have weird prerequisites. So programming met some fucking prerequisite, I forget what it was. And then I also figured since I do Python a bit for my scripts on Dwarf Fortress, I would do the Python class. So it wasn't really necessary for any grades, but more so I thought I was going to learn stuff. And at the end of this, I don't think I learned much. I'm going to tell you the truth. That class was fucking bonkers. Like, I learned things, but not from the teacher. I did not learn things from that teacher. If that teacher wants to lie and claim I learned things from him, that's fine, because I really hope I never have to see him again. He wasn't a bad person. He just shouldn't be teaching. I don't understand. You should be teaching English or not programming. You should not teach a subject if you quite clearly and obviously freaking loathe the subject. That'd be like me sitting here being like, God, Dwarf Fortress is such garbage. God. Look at these fucking dwarves. Only jackasses play Dwarf Fortress. Everyone knows the true game is RimWorld. Everyone knows this. I don't even know why you guys are forcing me to teach you Dwarf Fortress. I really don't understand it. Like, why are we here? Why aren't we playing RimWorld? I mean, sure, I guess I could teach you about the water physics in the game, but why would we cover water physics? That's like an advanced topic, and you don't need to know the water physics in the game. All you need to know is wood and stone is stone. Like, why would I teach you water physics? He was really weird. Well, no, see, I like complaining about things, but this man would, like, almost attack us for the fact that he was having to teach us it, which was weird. That wasn't even Python. He fucking just hated programming. One of our classes, he literally took time out. He stopped teaching us how to program. And I took a picture of it. To teach us about how, you know what? The internet was a fucking shitty invention. And really, we should just stop using the internet, because the internet caused Trump to get elected, which means the internet is fucking evil. And you know what? Like, we're gonna learn Python. Like, we're here to learn Python, so we might as well get our credit in and learn Python. But really, we need to all learn about how evil programming is. So don't do shit like invent the internet. Don't do that. It might sound good when you first come up with it, but then decades down the line, you get fucking Trump. Like, he would say shit like this. It was fucking weird. Yeah, and he's the chief IT guy for the school. Like I said, I took pictures. I took pictures of his board. It was some of the weirdest shit. I was like, what the fuck is going on right now? I don't understand why this man was teaching. He kept telling us about how programming was evil and other crap like that. Oh, where's the board? Is this my announcement? Yes, here we go. In the early days of the web, it looked like something that would be good for mankind. Now it is debatable whether the web does more harm than good. Bigots of various sorts use the web and its platforms to spread hate and bigotry. Foreign governments spread lies to undermine our democracy.
For the
dude, I'm here to figure out how to automatically read from a file so that when I do a Dwarf Fortress stream, maybe you guys can fucking know not only that your character's alive, but maybe what class your character was so I can remind you about it. Maybe I can figure out how to read the Dwarf Fortress file so it can tell you who your relationships are if it's another named dwarf. And he's like, the internet has caused bigotry. The internet gave us Trump. Down with Trump, down with programming. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Dude, that's what his class was. It was the weirdest shit. Like, occasionally he would say things like, okay, and then he would just fucking, he'd get lost in the weeds. He would just fucking go. One time, like, the book / slide talked about a topic, I forget what it was, and he addressed the topic and then skipped 4 slides and said, we're not going to cover that because that's like an advanced skill in Python. I don't know what it was. I legit don't, because he just skipped by everything. He's like, that's kind of like an advanced thing to do in Python, and I don't do that. He's like, there's no reason to learn that because you can just use like I'm going to say like use a bunch of loops. Whatever the hell his answer was you can just trial and error a bunch of simple shit to do the same thing that complicated thing could have done. So I'm not going to teach it to you. That was his excuse for skipping it, was he himself doesn't use that because he would rather just use simple shit and do it step by step to make sure it works correctly than knowing how to do this advanced trick that's probably way more efficient than whatever the fuck he was teaching us. Because he himself didn't understand that particular thing, so there's no reason for the rest of us to learn it. Because he does fine, and he doesn't need to know it, so why do we need to know it? That's what I'm saying. Like, it was fucking weird. And it wasn't like a Python thing because, like, if you, like, some of that was Python, but like I said, the internet. The internet is bad because it gave us Trump, and it gave us bigotry, and it gave us foreign governments meddling in our elections. If it wasn't for the internet, we would have had Hillary. The fuck are you talking about, dude? He was bonkers. But like I said, yeah, he was the Python teacher, and he's also the head of IT. Which is really weird because the school uses an email program system that we have to like deal with. Like that's how you get your grades and stuff on. So he's the IT, he's the head of that. He doesn't know how to use it. He literally, our class didn't use that program because he doesn't know how to use it. He had like a very bare bones HTML website where like there would be a word that was purple and that would bring you to the next web page and that would tell you some more information. That's what he used. He didn't use the school's built-in thing that he's technically in charge of overseeing because he doesn't know how to use it. Fucking weird. So I got credit. I passed. I got as professor. No. You guys forget. Or no, you weren't here for that. I lost an entire class. An entire class of him explaining to us that he was not a professor. There are like 3 words, apparently. I literally tuned most of this out. He was like, professors are people who have tenure. Some other word are teachers who don't have tenure, but they're on an educational track, on a teaching track that leads to them getting tenure. He was like an instructor or something, which meant that while he is a teacher, he's not even on a track that leads to getting tenure. So he can't get tenure. And then he spent part of the class explaining to us how that's fucking awesome, though, because he's not one of those elitist assholes, and he has a really great union, so he can't be fired anyways, so he doesn't need tenure. We spent an entire class talking about this. It's like an hour and 15-minute long class, because it only met like twice a week, I think. Maybe it was an hour and 30. I want to say hour and 50-minute long class, because it only met twice a week, and we lost an entire class to him talking about that. Explained to us what the difference was between a professor, some third word I can't remember, and instructor, and how he's not one of those elitist professors who have tenure, and he's not one of those wannabe elitists who are on a track that can get tenure. He has no chance to get tenure, but that's okay because his union's fantastic. Are we gonna learn how to do a for loop or what, dude? Like, what the shit?